morning. This is George Kachuk with RCM Wealth Advisors reporting to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. Okay, it's January 13, 2014. It feels like springtime. It's 45 degrees outside. But let's talk about the equity markets. What I'd like to do is do a brief review of the equity markets, so far how the year started out and so forth. Okay, right now, the market uptrend continues. In fact, it's even getting stronger at the point where everyone feels like possibly the market's feeling toppy or getting frothy, had too long of a run. Actually, the strength underlying the market appears to be improving. Basically, if you were just to look at the Dow Jones, the year started out pretty bad. It's down for the year. However, if you look at the NASDAQ, pretty much hitting new highs. The Russell 2000, the small cap index, also hitting new highs. And last week, the NASDAQ had about a 1% gain. And if you look at growth stocks, it gives you an idea that risk is back on. If you look at the IBD 50, those are the 50 top growth stocks tracked by Investors Business Daily. That index was up over 2% last week. So that tells us risk is on. And what else tells us that is we take a look at the underlying industry groups and sectors that are moving this market. And that movement still is in the medical sector. You have about 7 industry groups in the top 40 industry groups, all coming out of the medical sector. And in that, we see strength in biotech stocks. Drug stocks are doing very well. And the biotechs, it's the usual names that are doing well, the Celgene, the Biogens, the big caps. And of course, there's hundreds and hundreds of small cap biotech stocks who aren't making earnings and are going crazy as well right now. The internet sector, still doing very well, and that's mostly coming from names like Facebook, a lot of the Chinese internet companies like S-Fund, YY. So these are the top sectors we want to take a look at. Solar stocks doing very well also. Canadian Solar, Jinko Solar, SunPower is working on a consolidation. So there's a lot of choices. We're seeing a lot of setups in these things. Some of these things are extended, but these are some of the top sectors to look at. Financial stocks are doing very well as well. They're probably the leading sector right now, and that bodes good for the market. Now, in the financial stocks, one of the stocks we're picking up on Friday is called LifeLock, symbol LOCK. This is breaking out past the 1780 area. It's still right there, and what they do is security, identity theft protection type of company. And perhaps they're moving because all the news about how the department stores, credit card departments have been breached, identities have been stolen, and so forth. So that might be an interesting play there too. But again, we're looking at top sectors. Aerospace stocks doing very well. 3D printing stocks doing very well. So again, these are growth sectors, and these tell us that the underlying market's doing very well. Now, if we look at the market breadth, we see the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline line also hitting a new high. So we have all these underlying things telling us that it's still a healthy market. You know, if you look at the Dow Jones, it tells you that it's not so healthy. Now, Friday was an interesting day. We got a surprise on the jobs report to the downside, or we only created 74,000 jobs. So the bonds popped, yields dropped, and interest rate sensitive groups had a good day, like utilities, REITs, and the home building stocks. So this is just something to keep in the back of your mind. Let's just say we do start to correct. You might want to look at these sectors because these sectors are probably the ones that will come off the bottom and do well. All those have been lagging sectors, but they may turn around, start doing well in that kind of environment. So that's just something to keep in the back of your mind. For right now, even though everyone feels we should have a correction, we still don't have one. We have a strong uptrend. But of course, me telling you that correction is imminent, that's the same thing like telling you about death and taxes. It's going to happen. So, as always, let price and volume be your guide. This is George Kachuk with RCM Wealth Advisors, reporting you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. Have a great trading week.